Hey guys, it's Upa here. So today we have a bit of a different video and I wanted to do a resource management guide, particularly for new players so they know where to spend their different resources and currencies in the game. So let's just start off with energy, and obviously energy is probably one of the most important things in the game. So the energy cap is dependent on your account level. As you can see, I'm level 60 and my energy cap is 1090. And one thing newer players don't know is that if you click this energy icon, it opens your energy bank. So you can store or withdraw your energy here. And the reason why this is useful is because when you are about to exceed your maximum energy amount, you can store it so that you can passively gain more energy over time. And this is especially useful for newer players because there's a lot of sources of energy from leveling up and whatnot, and so you very easily exceed your max amount. And as for how you should be spending your energy, there's two main things. So as a new player, you should aim to complete your campaign up to stage 1210 in Hell mode, which is over here. And once you do this, the difficulty for campaign is much more difficult, and it's something that shouldn't be rushed compared to the earlier stages of campaign, and you just do this over time as you get stronger. So once you complete your campaign Hell 1210, you should stop spending your energy on campaign and focus on your dungeons. And you should also only be spending your dungeons when it coincides with the events. So as you can see, I only farm Growlin during the Growlin event, which is happening now, and it goes on a cycle. So next week we'll have Marius, and that's when I'll farm for artifacts in the Marius dungeon. After that we have all three equipment dungeons with the event at once, and most people will farm room here for the speed set. And then after that we have Netgear the week after that, which is when I'll farm. So only ever spend your stamina when it coincides with the event. Of course, there could be some exceptions where maybe you desperately need a speed artifact for a certain character. In that case, of course, you may want to spend some energy doing this even when the event's not happening, but 90% of the time you want to only spend your energy when it coincides with the event. Otherwise, just keep saving them in your energy bank, which stores up to 8000 energy. Next we have gold. And gold is pretty straightforward because you earn it quite easily, and there's not much to think about. But perhaps just some things to point out so that you don't spend your coins recklessly is, first of all, auras. Auras actually can get very expensive to level up. As you can see, it costs 5 million to go up one level for this. And next is gears. Leveling up gears from level 1 to 60 can be quite expensive. 1 to 60 can be quite expensive. It's a couple million gold. And from 16 to 20, it's around 20 million gold, which of course is quite significant. So one thing I want to point out is that you shouldn't just, when you're seeing if a gear piece is good, you don't want to immediately bring it to level 16 straight away. So perhaps as an example, you can see, for example, in this case, I want attack rate. These two other effects I don't, let's say I don't find useful. We'll want to enhance level 4, 8, 12, 16 at a time. So let's see level 4. I didn't get attack rate. So this piece of gear essentially is useless to me now. And for this, let's say I still only want attack rate, or let's say I only want HP rate, or attack rate I guess. Let's try. So I managed to get one. Let's try again, see if I get it. That's good. Keep going. And so this piece will actually be something I'll use, and in that case I can go up to level 60. But perhaps in this I want mastery only, and I didn't get it. So unless you're satisfied and maybe you want to try for mastery plus 2, I'm just not going to use this gear anymore. In fact, you can sell it if you want. So next, let's talk about gems. And gems, you should just try to save as much as you can. And the main reason is that you should be spending them on miracle runes over here. And the reason why we do this is so that you can get miracle runes to summon for limited time heroes when they release, which of course are among the strongest heroes in the game. So 99% of your gems should just be saved up to spend on miracle runes. The exceptions would be some people spend the 40 gems for 200 stamina every day. I personally don't do it, but it's a decent choice because 40 isn't that much. Next, also you can spend 5 gems to refresh the store. So I've already done it, which is why the subsequent refreshes cost more. But the first gem refresh for the currency store costs 5 gems. And the reason why I do it is because there's a chance to get a miracle rune for either coins or 100 gems, which is cheaper than 150 here. So I just try my luck every day, and 5 gems is really quite insignificant. Next, we have the Arena store. So Arena coins you get from playing in Advanced Arena, and you only really want to get your Miracle Runes here, and the rest really aren't worth it. A trap that some new players fall for is they think, oh, there's a legendary here and it's really expensive, it has to be good, and they save up for him, but the reality is he's not good at all. Don't waste your Arena coins on anything except for Miracle Runes. Next, we have the Event Store, and Event Store actually, event coins are actually very easy to get, so and it resets every 30 days, so you can get, or you should buy the maximum Miracle Runes, which is 10 every time the store refreshes, which costs you 15,000, which is very easy to save up for. And subsequently, I only really recommend you spend on energy, which you use on dungeon events. I know some people who use it for excellent runes, 12,000 a month, which I feel is not worth it because 10 runes isn't very significant. I know some people who spend on supreme runes, but I don't recommend it because 15,000 is a bit too expensive for one. And the only other thing I would consider spending on is the iron ingots, which some people do. Personally, I don't, but it's at least a decent choice because you can get gear from it. But personally, I recommend Miracle Runes all the time and stamina as you need it. Next is Rainbow Diamond Store, and I cannot emphasize this enough, do not buy anything from here even though it may be good, except the Hero Selection chest. I know it takes a long time to save 20,000 Rainbow Gems, but it's definitely worth it. It's the only thing you should be getting. Especially as a new player or as a free-to-play player. You want to get Santa until you can exclusive tree him. And once that's done, it frees up your options to get one of the other 3 characters depending on what you need. But most people get Paul. Next, we have Spirit Beast Store. And I'm not a fan of this store because the timer cooldown is really long. It's somewhat difficult to accumulate a lot of these coins, and the store is pretty expensive. But personally, I always just get the pet shards every month because this pet is actually pretty decent to help you deal more damage. And everything else I feel is a bit too expensive to save up for. Saving up 15,000 will take extremely long, even though the orb shards I guess are decent, but I think the best choice is always just get the pet shards. Next, let's talk about the various currencies here. So most importantly is the Guild Boss Stamina, and one thing newer players don't know is that you can actually get multiple tier rewards at once. So if you can reach a stage like me where you can one-shot a certain boss, so as you can see I can complete level 6 Guild Boss in 1 stamina, then I'll use 1 stamina on level 6, 1 stamina on level 5, 1 stamina on level 4. I have 3 stamina because I have the monthly card, so if you don't have it, you only have 2. In that case, just do the highest 2 levels you can, if you can one-shot the boss. So what this lets me do is that every day, I can get the level 4 tier rewards, level 5 tier rewards, and level 6 tier rewards. As a newer player, maybe you can only complete level 1 and 2 within 1 stamina. So in that case, use 1 stamina on level 2 and 1 stamina on level 1. But never ever spend more than 1 stamina on a boss if you already have maxed it out using 1 stamina. Next, we have Tower of Marquees and Faction Tokens, and these are pretty straightforward because you can just use them as you get them. But for Faction Tokens, one thing you can consider is that sometimes we have double Faction Token drop events, and you can see it a few days in advance in the calendar here. There isn't one right now, but sometimes you'll see it in the future here. And when I do see them, I like to start saving about 4 to 5 days in advance, because this means that when the event does start, I'll be able to use all my tokens at once for the double drops. Next, we can talk about Altar of War, which spends energy, but one thing you can also do is wait for the double emblem drops events. It comes maybe around once a month, and the reason why I do this is because to max out the emblems for one character, it costs around 1,500 energy, which is quite significant. So if you wait for these double emblem drops events, it costs around like 730 energy, I think, which is obviously much cheaper. So when the events come, I do spend a lot of energy getting emblems, not just for heroes which I have A5 and need the emblems for, but also for heroes that I plan to build in the future. And we also have Endless Cloister. Endless Cloister is pretty straightforward as well. You get 10 of these keys a day from your daily quests and 30 from your weekly quests, and you should just spend them on the highest level that you want. what I do sometimes is, since this rewards track resets every Monday, I will start saving 3 days before Monday happens. So I'll start saving on Friday, so that when Monday comes, I can immediately get all the rewards. But this depends on the level you farm. So for me, I'm farming level 36, and it takes me about 25 keys to get all these rewards. So I only need to save for 3 days to get enough keys. But as a newer player, maybe it will take 30, 40, or even 50 keys to get this entire track of rewards. So if you want to save to get the rewards instantly on Monday, save the respective amount that you need. So speaking of the talents and Tower of Mark talents, I'll talk about spending your currency here. So the general consensus is that you want to get everything to level 10 first, and then after that focus on speed. So you can see that's what I've done. Basically everything here is level 10, and then I focus everything on speed to level 30. So what you should try and do is balance out your speed when you can. So in this, for all talents for Tower of Mark, there are 2 speed options, and for support also there's 2 speed options. And what you should do is level them up evenly. So I brought this to level 26, this will be 26 next, then 27, 27, 28, 28, and so on. So once you've maxed everything for speed, there are 2 different options. You can focus on one stat that you need. Maybe, for example, for my attack, you can focus on your attack all the way. But what I think is a better choice is to upgrade everything to level 20 first before upgrading everything to level 30. So speed is the exception because speed is just so important in this game. And it's also important to take note the reason why we do it in stages like everything to level 1 to 10, everything from 10 to 20, 20 to 30 is because the amount needed to upgrade these talents like at every 10 stages increases quite significantly. So as you can see, at level 14 to 15 it only costs 200, but if I have something at the 20 to 30 range, it costs me 720, so big increase. Next, let's talk about wishes over here and how you should be spending them. So for refined wish, you can just spend them as you get them. There's not much to save it for. And for excellent wishes and supreme wishes, there are 3 things that you should be saving for. So the first is double the legend event, which comes once a month. And that means that whenever you get a legend hero, you will get a second one for free, which is random. So that's a good event to spend on. Another good one to spend on is the Gift of Heaven event. And that comes once a month also, and the way it works is that when you spend either 500 excellence or 50 supreme runes, you will get a legendary Dragon Eye. So the thing about this is because it comes once a month, it can be quite difficult to save 500 excellence or 50 supremes or combination of both in time, especially if you try and do it every month. So the good thing is that your progress saves. So what you can do is that the first time the event comes, you spend maybe 250 excellence, so you get halfway in progress, and the month after that, when the event returns, you only need to spend another 250. So this just kind of depends on how much you want to save, how you want to budget your excellent and supreme runes, to decide whether you want to get the legend eye every month the event comes, or every other month, or every 3 months, and so on. So this one is up to you to make the decision. And the reason why you need to make this choice is because primarily what you should be saving your excellent and supreme runes for is for limited time hero reruns. So these happen once a month as well, and the limited time hero which gets offered changes. I think we will be getting a Big Jack rerun because this Echo is here in the Echo pool. So I think that should come next week. And the pity timer for that is 10 legendaries, which is a lot. So that is 150 supremes and 1,500 excellence for 1 copy, assuming you are very unlucky. Although it is very common to get it before that. But that amount just for 1 copy, of course, is extremely significant, which is the reason why you should try and save as much as possible. So next we have the Miracle Wish. And what I recommend is that you don't ever spend your miracles on anything which isn't a limited time hero. And when it is a limited time hero, you also must make sure that it's something that you want and something that you can get to the right exclusives. So if a new limited time hero comes out but you realize that the hero needs exclusive 3, if not it's completely useless, and you don't have enough miracles to get exclusive 3, then you should just continue saving. It can be tough to save, but it's kind of what this whole game is about, and it's worth it in the long run. So we have a banner here where we have actually all amazing characters. This is probably one of the best banners we've seen ever. So we don't know how good Jocelyn is yet, but as a new hero she's probably very strong. But the other characters, Reina, Penny, Bobo and Indra, are all amazing characters. And this banner is just so good. But because Jocelyn is not a limited time hero, you should continue saving. Because once these non-limited new heroes leave this banner, after 2 weeks, you can get them from the Excellence and Supremes. Lastly, we have the Echo Wish. And Echoes, I recommend that you just save as well until you pull for the limited time hero. So when the limited time hero comes, it will also come with the corresponding Echo. And when that happens, you want to have the Echo to pair with the limited time hero that you get. And so just keep saving. So one thing you can also consider is exchange your excellent runes for Echo runes every week. So you can do up to a 100, but of course that might be quite a lot for most players. So it just kind of depends how much you want. But I just feel that it's important to mention that the Echoes that they have been releasing recently for new heroes are extremely strong. For example, Marie, her Echo at full stars can essentially double her damage or more. And obviously that's insanely broken. So recently the Echoes have become almost as important as the heroes itself. So it's also important to try and save as much as you can. At the end of the day, it's your choice to balance how you spend your excellent runes, especially because you need to balance between limited time reruns, Gift of Heaven, double the legend event, and Echo conversion. So there has to be a trade-off somewhere deciding what you want to sacrifice, and that's up to you. So we have 2 more things to cover, which will be Workshop and Valhalla. So for Workshop, you never ever want to spend these purple gold ores for 4 to 5 star gear sets. So you can exchange them. For example, I have 10 of these iron ores now. You can exchange them for 1 of the iron ingots. It might not seem that it's worth it, but it is, because you should never ever want to do the 4 to 5 star craft, because even pretty early in the game, you're going to stop using 4 to 5 star gear and only use 6 star gear. So another important thing to note is that the better gears are generally at the top of this list, and the worst ones are at the bottom, because the ones at the bottom are older. Of course, things like Feather Set and Penetration Set are still very good, but as you can see, when you do forge using ingots, you will get either 5 or 6 star gears, and you will get either elite, epic, or legend gears as well. And of course, the ideal is that you get 6 star. 6 star is almost necessary, and ideally you want epic or legend gears. And to help you with this, there's actually pity timers for both of these. What I like to do is that while the pity is not low, so I have 8 more for both pities, I'll spend my lower quality ingots on things like Feather Set, Penetration Set, and when I'm close to the pity, for example 1 or 2 away, I will craft a more expensive gear or better gear, such as the Devouring Set or Bone Erosion Set. So this allows you to have a higher chance to get a 6 star or legend equipment for the better sets, which you'll be using more in the long run. And lastly, I'll talk about your mythics. And if you're a new player, the first mythic you should get is always Nordak. No matter what, even if you have a shield already, you always want to get Nordak because he's just so strong at every area of the game. And you want to get him to exclusive 3. And once you do that, your options kind of open up. You can get either Nita, Marie, Ben Austin. These are the 3 main options on who to get next. And it just depends on what area of the game you are. So that's all we have for this video. If it was useful to you, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.